And today I got a good one for you guys. We got my 7 must-have free cards right now in Madden 26. And these are cards that are, sometimes we get these free cards and we're like, he's good, but he's free, so he's all right. I'll use him because he's free. No, these are cards that are legitimately some of the best cards in this game you can get for free right now. I'm not only going to give you guys my top 7, I'm going to show you guys all the free cards you guys can get in the game. Also show you how to get these cards as well if you guys are kind of confused. But these are cards that, especially like the top 3, really should be on everyone's team. So let's just get right into it. Of course, though, if you are low on coins, head over to MMOEXP for the cheapest, most reliable MUT coins on the market. Use code FURDY to check out for 6% off. A link for their website is in the description. First up, I want to show you all the free cards you can get right now in Madden 26. The first one is, of course, the weekly spotlight token fantasies. These are used for 3 promos right now: Collector Series, Team of the Week, and Legends. I just recently used mine on Ed Reed. Make sure you guys are I would either go with like an offensive lineman, someone that's going to be in your team for a while. Like for me, I knew I'm going to be running a Jets team all year, so I used mine on Ed Reed. So that's what I use mine on. And there are options. There's going to be options. And normally when these champions come out, they're like 3, 4, maybe even 500K. And unfortunately, of course, you can't use these on the Thursday promos because they're not weeklies. But yes, Team of the Week, Collector Series, and Legends, you can use these tokens on, and you can get any of the cards for free. It's a fantasy pack with every single player. You guys see there's Collector Series, and then here is the Legends one somewhere down here. I know it's down here. Right there's the Legends one. You guys see it. Legends, Team of the Week, and Collector Series are the 3 promos right now. You can use your tokens on, your free weekly spotlight tokens. I do also want to say that these will not be included in today's top 7 list. I'm not going to include any of these players, but just know, again, these are like free guys you can get. And it's not including LTDs, by the way. It's only the champions. So do keep that in mind. Next up, we have the ranked. I think everyone should be grinding out ranked right now. Odds are you're not going to get top 100. It's just how it is. You're probably too late if you haven't started yet, but I think everyone should try to get to the champion tier. If you're getting on this game and you're just playing head-to-head and you haven't even tried ranked yet, I would go into ranked and at least attempt to get to champion tier. Even if you only get to this tier, it's not bad. These cards get all 32 team chems. You are able to pick 1 of 3 out of a fantasy pack, and if you have a theme team, even if you only get to this tier, you still have a 89, 90, potentially 91 speed Malik Neighbors or St. Juiced, or even Ted Hendricks with 85, 86, 87 speed. And if you can get up to that next tier, it's +1 speed. So I think this is definitely worth grinding. These are gonna be some of the best cards in the game whenever they do drop, as Neighbors is a pretty good height. And again, all 32 is what really makes these cards good. There might be receivers or even corners faster than these guys, but they're not going to be all 32. So they really do fit everyone's team. And even Ted Hendricks is kind of a unicorn card, a card that can be a user at 6'7". We don't get cards like this often, so especially at this point in the year, maybe in May, June, yeah, these guys are dropping at it. They're dropping at it every single drop. But right now, these cards are pretty rare. So having that height on all 32 team camps is going to be insane. Okay, let's now get into our top 7. Coming in at number 7 today, we have AJ Hawk. These team captains are newly upgradable up to 86 overall, and some of them did really eat. The first one is AJ Hawk, only 6'1", but if we take a look at Mike linebackers and their speed right now, especially on the top guys, right? The top guys, 84 speed is the fastest right now for the top Mikes in the game. There's Jerome Baker, he's out there. But to have AJ Hawk with these stats and 32 team chems, okay, you can easily get this guy up to 85, 86, maybe even 87 speed at Mike linebacker. I know 6'1" isn't like the greatest height for a user, but it's not terrible at this point in the year. AJ Hawk at number 7, not a bad choice. I think there are better choices for your team captain. We'll get to that in a second, but if I see someone with AJ Hawk at this point, I'm not completely upset with it because there's potential for an 87 speed user with decent COD. I do wish the zone was a little bit better, but against the run, he's decent. And he has that 32 team chem potential with, and again, I think the meta right now is 50-50 theme teams. So that's what I would be running. And if you are running that, even without crystals, still 86 speed is top end at the position. So AJ Hawk, I think, definitely does crack the top 7. Next up, Xavier McKinney, 6 foot, 86 speed, 87 acceleration. If we take a look at the safeties in this game right now, let's look at strong and free safeties right now. So 86 speed on McKinney. We, of course, have Ed Reed, Holland, 87 speed, Duggar, 86. And you see a lot of these top guys are kind of in that 86 range, which is around, of course, McKinney. McKinney's also a good height. If we go back to here, McKinney's 6 foot for a safety, very good. But against the all 32 team chemistries, this is why I say you should at least have a 2020 theme team. And again, I'm going to say it again, and I'll say it again, I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. If you have a 50-50, it really takes cards like this to the next level, where you have an 88 speed Xavier McKinney with good size. And another thing I didn't even mention was up near the top here, these cards aren't the cheapest cards out there, you know? It's still 500K, 450, 450, 400 from Malik Hooker, only 84 speed. Especially guys like Tyrann Mathieu, who is 5'9", gets all 32, is a million coins pretty much right now. So it's a pretty premium position right now in this game, and being able to get that for free, I think, is a major W. So that's why we got a guy like Xavier McKinney on today's list. He's on my team. He's a great card. I have 50-50 with crystals, and he's insane, obviously. I mean, if you can do that, even 50-50 without the crystals, this card is still very top end. I think he will actually survive. It's going to be close if he survives all of Season 1, but he might. I think EA's done a great job with these Season 1 cards, and we'll of course, talk more about that in a second, but they've done a great job with these Season 1 guys. They really have. Some of them have actually made it so far into this season, which is very rare to see. Next up, Mack, center. I always say offensive lineman's always a underrated spot to pick free cards. Like, if you want to use your Legends token, it might be a little late now because he's he's not that expensive. But if you were to use your Legends token on Jason Peters when he came out, actually maybe that wouldn't have been that too smart because it was Vic weekend. People are opening up packs. His price was kind of always down. But going offensive lineman, I think for like any of these free token cards is not bad because they will be in your team for a while. Especially Peters, he does get identifier, things like that. But Mack, great card to pick here with your team captain. Of course, you can change. So if your team moves around, maybe your team does get a good Mike linebacker. If you're using AJ Hawk and you want to swap over to Mack, you can go do so if you'd like. Again, with these team captains, you're kind of trying to fill the void of your theme team. I don't think there's really like there kind of is. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. But these stats for free at 6'4" at center, decent speed as well. You should kind of stay with the offensive line speed curve, which of course is very underrated in my opinion, but really good stats. Again, all 32, so you can kind of plug him into any team, of course. Abilities, I do wish that he had identifier. And again, I'm not sure if this is updated or not. If this is not, I guess I could check to see if Mack does get it. I'll check real quick. Okay, so yeah, these are updated. I was hoping that maybe he'd get identifier, but he also does get secondary positions as well at left guard and right guard if you wanted to do that. Just kind of checking them out. I'm sure it does say that here somewhere. Yeah, left guard, right guard. And a lot of offensive linemen, even like tight ends, even safeties, they're just giving them secondary positions off rip, which I think is also a big W. Or even linebackers, they give them Sam and Mike and all that stuff, which is a big W for when it comes to team building. You're not very limited with what you can do. Again, making running 50-50s even easier if it wasn't easy enough with all these 32 team chem free cards. And next up, we have the game time Matthew Golden, 88 speed at wide receiver right now. Okay, it's amazing. Okay, 88 speed is very good right now. Obviously, we've got an 85 speed Larry Fitzgerald that's 400K. Or you can just go get yourself a free Matthew Golden. Like 88 speed is top end right now, and it's so far ahead of everyone else. Where even though he doesn't get all 32 team chems, he's still this high up on the list because it's not like Worthy either. Like the early game Worthy, he was just fast. Didn't have any stats to really back it up. This card is fast, a good enough height, like a respectable height at 5'11", and then still has the route running deep and short. One away from the mid route running threshold. Of course, we're only one boost away from hitting all three thresholds. Also 88 juke move. So you kind of pair all that together with jukebox or whatever else you want to run on a wide receiver right now. Matthew Golden's a great card for free. Yeah, I would definitely. Especially if your like wide receiving core isn't fully figured out, if you're running a theme team that doesn't have a full receiving core, like Golden is your guy. If you missed out on RPs, like you don't have Luther or a Mecca, like this is a guy you definitely want to be chasing. Matthew Golden's a great card. Next up, Greg Olsen. This card, I'll show you the tight end landscape right now. 83 speed for Brock Bowers. He's 1.6 million. The reason why Brock Bowers was so much was because of how thin the tight end position was when he came out. Everyone was using Antonio Gates still at the time. Obviously, since then, we've had some other guys. Shockey's 200K. If you have Shockey on a theme team, great. You know, if your theme team has a tight end, then maybe for you, Greg Olsen might be a little further back on the list. But for a lot of theme teams, they don't got tight ends. So it's Bowers or it's Olsen. And yeah, I think Bowers is better than Olsen, like based off route running, but it honestly is pretty close. And it doesn't matter what your team setup is. If you have a 20, Bowers and Olsen are going to get the same boost. They have 50-50, it's the same boost. If you have full 50-50 with crystals, it's still the same boost. So the fact that they made Greg Olsen this good with 32 team chems at 6'5", short route running threshold, decent after the catch, better run blocker than Bowers is crazy to me. For me, at least, he's got 86 speed at tight end, which is insane. So Greg Olsen, I think just because of how the position is shaping up with how expensive some of these guys are, to me, he's a no-brainer, and I think will be the most popular team captain run. Maybe not. I've actually seen a lot of this next guy. I've seen a lot of him, to be fair. The next guy, Aqib Talib, and they only made him better. Talib, before yesterday, Talib was only able to get to here, 86 speed, which is still good. 89 speed on a crystal team, but now he's 87 speed, which is, I mean, yeah, 90 speed potentially for Aqib Talib. The things I don't love about this card is the man in zone coverage, but if you are able to fully boost this guy, and you can get him the 90 speed, and then you can give him the certain boost, like that is, even get him to like 85 zone, 80, and you should be able to do 85 zone with 85 man. You should be able to boost that. You should be able to if you can fully do it. Even if you can't, I would just probably slap on a man coverage strat card with whatever team you're running and let him cook from there. If you can't reach that +5 on the zone coverage, of course, which is possible with Pat Surtain, but Aqib Talib fully upgraded, 6'1". My one gripe with the card is I wish his coverage stats were a little bit better, but I think he might be too good of a free corner because he has the size, he's got that, he's got the speed, he has all 32, so maybe it's kind of their way of nerfing him, but I'm surprised that his coverage stats are actually not better. Because Greg Olsen, they gave him good route running, they gave him good ball carrier stats. For Talib, they feel like they kind of cut him short, but he's still so good to be number 2 on today's list. And number 1 is a card that I think doesn't get enough respect as one of the best early game Madden cards that we've seen, as long as I've been playing Madden, which is Madden 20. So, yeah, T. Higgins, man, this card for a free card, I think he's number 1 as far as the best early game Madden cards that we've seen. Like, he is, and everyone has them. He's free. Like, you got to consider all these things. T. Higgins catches every football that's thrown his way. Okay, and as we learned about this game, he only got better because we found out that with abilities, if you put spin cycle on a wide receiver 6'4" or higher, gets the best spin move in the game. So you have the best ball carrier move in the game for a wide receiver in his hands. You pair that with these stats, and after the catch, he doesn't look good, but because of that glitchy spin, it makes him that much better. So you have that, you have the ags in this game, you have how good he is as a contested catcher. You pair all that together, and then you also give him 32 team chem. So potentially 88, 89 speed, 87 speed on a theme team at 6'4" with the best spins, can ag everybody. This is like one of the best early game Madden cards. Like, it should be in the discussion with Donald Parham. Like that kind of early game dominance is where T. Higgins should be considered. And in fact, I don't see him getting that much respect is kind of crazy. Like this, maybe people kind of wrote off this card because he's free, because he's in the field pass, but I'm telling you, this card is a monster, man. Like, whenever I play him, which is every game, he gives me belt to ass. Simple as that. It is, he's so good. He's so good. And he only got better. Like, usually, these guys come out and they can't keep up with the curve, but take a look at the wide receivers. The only other 6'4" wide receiver in this game that can get spin cycle, which is right here, is Tet McMillan. We go to the spin cycle. Of course, there's going to be a bunch of running backs on here, but the only 6'4" plus guy, maybe Duggar 6 foot? No, he's 6'2". The only 6'4" plus guy is it's him and Tet McMillan. It's him and Tet. That's it. And Tet only gets 86 speed. Of course, Panthers lost this weekend. Unless you have a Panthers team, you're not boosting his speed. So you have T. Higgins, and you can boost his speed. And, even if you only can boost T. Higgins +1, it does go a long way still. It does. Building 2020 theme teams are cheap if you just want to fill in backups to whatever. Maybe you want to choose your favorite team. Sure, go do that. Or you want to pick up one card and give him +1 speed. Go do that too. Getting a 2020 is not that expensive. You don't have to go get all the top end cards. So T. Higgins to me number 1 and one of the best early game Madden cards that I've ever seen. So number 1 T, 2 Talib, 3 Olsen, 4 Matthew Golden, 5 we got Alex Mack. We then have McKinney, and AJ Hawk rounding out our top 7 today. So let me know what you guys think about today's list down below. Watch these videos if you haven't yet already. Hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 50K. Been saying that for years. But hey, hit the subscribe button. I love you guys. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye. Have a good one.